Let's dive into Week 10. Without further ado, here Thursday Night Football, Falcons at Panthers. Falcons looking to keep pace with the Bucs in the NFC South. Panthers interim head coach, Steve Wilks says he is going to go with P.J. Walker as their starting quarterback, even though we did see Baker Mayfield come in the second half. You're already shaking your head. Falcons favored by 3 in this one.
Does it really matter who plays quarterback for that team? I mean, if it's Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Walker, it doesn't matter. Bring back Cam Newton, whoever you want. Their quarterback situation is a disaster, and that's why they're not a good football team. It happens to every team. If you don't solve that position, you're bad. They're bad. Atlanta, they don't have a great quarterback situation either, but they scheme around it. They do a great job with that. The last time these two teams played a close game, I don't think it's going to be a close game this time around. I'm going to take the Falcons to win the game and cover the numbers, so it's Atlanta for me.
I'm not as emboldened to go ahead and say take the money line with Atlanta, but I will as emboldened as Pete here is. But I'm going to lay the 3 points. I don't feel great about this pick, I'll be honest with you. I feel better about the over-under and taking the over in this one, just because that number to me is a little bit low for a team. The Carolina Panthers gave up a lot of points last week, even though they do struggle to score. The Atlanta Falcons defense struggles to be able to stop opponents. The one thing you can bet on in this game is I think you're going to be able to see Atlanta run the football. They've consistently done that all year, even though Carolina is one of the better defenses. They haven't looked that way of late. I think they're getting worn down from that quarterback scenario that Pete just touched on with the Carolina Panthers. It doesn't matter who's in behind center. It's an uphill battle. Whether we're going to talk about from the lack of weapons on the outside now or just looking at overall the lack of any sort of sync, and probably people thinking about right now what's going to happen after this year, given you got an interim head coach. So I'll lay the 3 points with the Atlanta Falcons. They play in tight games versus better opponents like they did last week versus the Los Angeles Chargers. I think they'll take care of business in this one.
Make sure that all those players have their chin straps buckled. They can't take their helmets off on the field. That might help the Panthers this time around.
Every team in this division is below 500. What are the chances whoever wins it is above 500?
Tampa Bay will be.
Barely?
Barely.
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 Okay. Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.